Day. Now, Mexico, of course, is well known for its silver, but it's also the 10th largest gold-producing country globally. Production has soared fourfold in the past decade. A lot of the buzz is about the so-called Guerrero Gold Belt in the south of that country. It's north of Acapulco, and it's home to Goldcorp's Los Filos mine, Torex's Morelos project. Our guest says his management team and directors were involved in those two discoveries and that his company is now the biggest holder of strategic mineral claims in the Guerrero Belt. Richard Whittle, CEO of Newstrike Capital, joins us now. Hi there, Richard.
Hi, thank you for inviting me.
Give us a quick thumbnail description of your company, please, Richard.
Well, we're a pure gold and silver exploration company, and we've been in Mexico for in one iteration or another for about 18 years, specifically in this belt.
And what is your... sorry, go on, Richard.
No, I was just going to say that our business model and our company is all about exploration, so we're not a production company.
So if you find a rich deposit, a feasible mine, you would see yourself selling it off to a bigger player?
The business mandate is to discover and partner or sell, yes. So
what is your big project right now? Tell us about that one.
Well, Ana Paula is a project we acquired just over 2 years ago, and we've been drilling it almost exactly 23 months ago when we started. And we bought it because it looked a lot like Los Filos. And luckily enough, we, on our first set of assays in January 2011, we hit a high-grade zone, and that zone has continued to prove out to be quite an exciting discovery.
Now, you tell us that the family of Lucas Lundin, the legendary mine financier, they hold more than 20% of the stock?
They do. They're very significant minority shareholders, and they've been great backers of the company. Family really has a tradition and expertise in backing management teams and young companies, and no different with us. And so we're very fortunate to have them as shareholders.
We've seen quite a rally in the stock in the past couple of months. Was there any particular news catalyst for that?
Well, we've continued to put out pretty amazing results. And our last press release, we put out over 75 meters of over 10 grams in our high-grade breccia zone. That even surprised us. So it's an incredibly robust mineralizing system, and we're just excited about Ana Paula. So we're working towards a maiden resource probably by the end of this year.
Have you given any indication of how much gold you think you're sitting on there?
Well, we're looking forward. Some analysts have projected, I have to defer to them at this point, but in the range of 2.5 to 3 million mineable ounces, and we're comfortable with that guidance.
Although you don't have much coverage. Euro Pacific Capital used to cover you. I understand that analyst is not there. Nobody else seems to have picked up coverage.
Well, we have coverage from Cormark and GMP, and we're what I call in an honorable mention category.
Not actual reports.
Morning notes. Not at the moment. Desjardins is putting out one, but we're looking forward to kind of breaking through. I think most analysts need a maiden resource before they can really put their arms around a project like ours.
You got to have some local risk. I mean, Reuters says Guerrero, it's a poor state, it's home to Acapulco, has been one of the areas worst affected by warring drug gangs. The BBC says Guerrero has been one of the worst hit by this violence. It's killed more than 50,000 Mexicans. So you've got a bit of location risk there, don't you?
We're luckily enough, Ana Paula is not really situated in that corridor. There is a history of drugs in Mexico, not just Guerrero, but we have had no incidents of violence at all. Started drilling 2 years ago. So we're actually in a pretty tranquil Sleepy Hollow, and we have no security at the project.
No security? Oh, that's interesting. And
no, we're great believers in trying to get the community to self-police itself. And after 18 years of working in Guerrero, we seem to have a formula that seems to work.
You know your way around. You're spending about $12 million on exploration this year. Are you cashed up? Do you see yourself having to go back to the market anytime soon?
Well, we were lucky. Our timing last March, we financed at $3.10 a share, and we raised almost $25 million. So we have today about $34 million in the bank. We look to spend probably in the range of $15 million this year. And next year, because we're bringing on an engineering component to our operations, probably in the $18 million range for next year. So we're well cashed up.
I see you like to remind investors who may get impatient that gold is pretty rare out there. It's pretty hard stuff to find. Tell us about some of those numbers.
Well, I think the difficulty now with the senior producers is that it's a depleting asset, so they need to replace those ounces that they're producing. Obviously, it's a high price of gold, and so they've ramped up production. And so projects like Ana Paula are very difficult to find. And when you have something that's near surface, with a low strip ratio, has a high-grade pit, and tremendous exploration leverage for stockholders, that's kind of a winning formula in my book. You need water, you need power, you need paved roads up to the site. That's unusual. So we're very, very fortunate to be in a location that's just fabulous.
And you point out
it's a mining jurisdiction.
Sorry, yeah. And you point out that Los Filos, the mine that's next door to you, 1% average grade. A few years ago, that would have been marginal, but 1% is considered pretty decent these days.
Yeah, I don't think anybody processes low-grade material better in Mexico than Goldcorp. They've made an enormous success out of that project, and I think their guidance is roughly 335,000 ounces and cash costs less than $600. So it's in all categories now. It is over $13 million, or 13 million ounces, and when we sold it to them, it was about 2. So they've done an amazing job of discovery. Torex is obviously coming on quickly, and that's a fabulous project as well. So this district is very, very, very promising, and we're the latest discovery, and I think it's a compelling discovery, and we'll see if it's a compelling deposit. We're at that stage now.
Richard, we'll have to leave it there. Thanks for joining us.
Terrific. Thank you for including me.
Richard Whittle, CEO, Newstrike Capital.